14 right now. Those of us who are law-abiding citizens often struggle to understand why people commit crimes, some of them violent crimes. We think they must be so different from us. Well, science is showing there are differences in the brains of some offenders. A UNM psychologist has been looking at inmates' brains using an MRI, and I decided to let him take a look inside my head as well.
All right, this first scan is going to take about 13 seconds. Just keep real still. You're just going to hear a buzzing noise, okay?
Most of us have seen pictures of the human brain, but a chance to see your own and see what's going on there at a given moment, that's something magnetic resonance imaging, the MRI, has made possible. And a lot of people are interested in seeing inside.
Even the most hardened inmates, man or woman, often will go through a period where they're asking themselves about, is there something I could have done differently that would have kept me from being here? And we're trying to help figure out what that is.
That's why thousands of New Mexico prison inmates have volunteered to have their brains scanned. Dr. Kent Keel brought the project to the Mind Research Network at UNM. He and his team have taken their mobile MRI unit to 8 prisons in New Mexico and Texas. More than 3,500 inmates have gone through it.
There's a whole part of the limbic system that's this fold that runs right along through here, and this is the part of the system that we're really interested in studying, in psychopathy.
Dr. Keel has studied the brains of psychopaths for decades, writing about it in a book released this year, The Psychopath Whisperer. His brain research has zeroed in on the amygdala, a structure involved in decision-making and emotional response. Dr. Keel has found the amygdala is smaller in psychopaths, and from the MRIs he's done, he has seen many violent offenders just don't get the same boost of activity in that area when shown stimulus. That is, their brains don't respond the same way mine does. During my scan, I was shown a series of images and asked to rate them on how morally offensive I found them.
You saw a series of different types of pictures. Some of the pictures depicted just neutral events, people standing around not doing anything. But then other pictures showed things like emotional things, people in an argument, some sort of a car accident, something like that. And then yet other pictures showed things like where people were interacting where like someone might be hurting somebody else.
What I can't see, but what the MRI can see, are the changes in my brain as it responds to the images. The MRI detects magnetic changes in the brain. When blood flows to certain areas, that changes the magnetic properties.
While you were seeing those pictures, we would be able to find out what areas of their brain were engaged, and then we can overlay it onto people's anatomy to know exactly where things were being processed.
By learning where and how the brain processes stimuli, researchers think they can develop ways to modify the response. So with criminals, perhaps develop a drug or an exercise that can actually reduce the likelihood they'll reoffend.
Like any system of the brain, it's very plastic. We think there's a lot of opportunity to make some changes.
In his book, Dr. Keel points to a Wisconsin program that is seeing some success making some changes by using a system that uses rewards rather than a punishment-based system for youthful offenders, because youth is a big part of this. Teenage boys and girls in New Mexico are among the thousands of offenders who have gone through the MRI scans.